Insurance. Insurance is a promise to pay. At Beacon, we keep our promise. Renwick and Thompson and Subway.
This is where we say good morning again, everyone. Welcome to another ladies' room for today, Monday, March 1st. And like I told you just before we entered the third hour, it's also the start of Women's History Month. So I'm sure there's a lot of amazing women that we can find to highlight for the next couple of weeks in the month, and not just locally but regionally as well. Lots and lots of amazing women out there that we can highlight and pay homage to as well. So we'll be doing that, and of course, if you know of anyone, feel free to hit us up that you'd like us to talk to. Yeah, feel free to hit us up so we can try to get them on the show. All right, so we want to welcome everyone. Hope you guys had a good weekend. Like I said, full moon as well, and you're better, feeling ready and better, and of course looking forward to another week. Good morning, Rhonda Moraine. Good morning, Marlene George. Good morning, Leno. Good morning, Della, and everybody else as soon as you come on into the room. Yeah, Della says Prime Minister Mia Mottley. Yeah, she would love to have her back, definitely. There's a lot that has been happening. Would love to have her back. Christelle, good morning. Wendy, good morning as well. Queen B, big up yourself. Andrea, good morning. I trust you ladies had a good weekend. Well, my sidekick isn't too hot this morning. So we're going to go as easy as we possibly can on him. Had some sad news this morning. But he said he wants to do it. I'm like, that's the spirit. That's when you know you've got hair on your chest. Despite of what's going on around you, you can still show up. You're definitely in a good place. So how you doing otherwise, though?
Good. Eventful weekend. We played yesterday. It was tough, right? But the energy was still good. It was still positive. It was still there, we sort of could feel the team spirit, and persons came up as well afterwards, even Eddie and so, and they said, even though you guys going through or whatever, we still felt you guys, you guys weren't far, you weren't distant, it was felt, so that was a good place to be in yesterday, right? And the energy was just good. So to get that this morning, it was real tough.
I know.
It was real tough.
But knowing him, that's what he would have wanted. He was like, like the life of the party. The whole band was just so much energy and good vibes, and that's what it's for. Solid, not called solid for just no reason, solid for a reason. So it's so good that you can, show up, because I know it takes a lot. You have to, dig really deep, to find that vibe and energy. Sometimes you're not even feeling it, but there's folks out there depending on you, folks at the different venues depending on you, on your energy.
Definitely.
And you gotta bring it. So I just wanna,
especially in this industry, it's kind of tricky. Just yesterday I was having the discussion with Eddie. Sometimes you're going through, right? But because you're a personality, because you're a musician, because you have to hit the stage, and people not only looking at you, listening to the type of music that you play and stuff like that, but they're actually there for the energy as well, the kind of vibe that you're giving off. As a personality, you could actually make persons have a good day, or if you don't have that right energy, you sort of bring that vibe to them, to your listeners, your audience, and so on. So it's still a little bit more tricky in our industry. You still have to put on that smile, put on your best outfit, and step
still
out there and
show
still
up. Because listen, it's the same can be said for when we open the mic. People don't care about what we're going through, They want to open the mic, they get energy. You could cut your toe, your finger, whatever. You could be in pain. People aren't, I mean, they care, but in some instances they don't care. You know what I mean? They care, but they don't care because it's like they're depending on you to still bring that energy and that vibe. And I
Exactly.
know I'm already stressed at home, so I'm like, let me head out on a Sunday to have a good time with friends and family. I'm not interested in what stress you might have, man, woman, child, whatever. When you come here to perform, I expect you to perform. Not saying that we don't care about how you feel, as a person, and that can be, we can relate to that in so many ways being on air, because not every day people think you come here every day and you're just happy and you're
Happy-go-lucky.
whatever. And I mean, you're human like everybody else, and there are days
Exactly.
you're not in it. Some life happens, and you still got to come on, put on the brightest smile, put on the most energy, as if you're having the best day ever. When inside you just I don't wanna be here today, man. But you can't let all your listeners or whatever know that, your fans
Exactly.
or whatever know that. So
Gotta keep it inside.
you still gotta push forward. And I'm really happy that you said like you say, what, I'm gonna do it. You're still gonna do it, even though you're not feeling the vibe. So I really wanna applaud you for that, still keeping
Much.
the energy. But to the entire band, much love. I know it's
Definitely.
gonna be a tough time for you guys and for everybody else, because he was just such a good soul. Just like he was like like this big like everything was
Michael's
just
a
so funny,
comic,
like
man.
a
Yeah.
clown, like this big clown. Everything was a joke. You see him and he's always wearing a smile, so
Yeah. And I mean, it kind of hit a little deep for me as well, because I know this is not what we're talking about today, but
now the rate we go in, because though
yeah, it kind of hit deep for me, because
Yeah.
I mean, I actually went down with him that day, that very same day, and the only reason I didn't go back with him was because he had something else and I had to go, so that was the only reason we were in same place, same time, kind of thing, so it's just kind of reflective for me. Life is just so fluid, man. Anything could happen at any given time, and you don't know, and I just find like it's I mean, I posted something the other day and I was like, yo, study all your head, because this thing is real. Reality is happening live, whether you like it or not, whether you tune in or not. It is live, happening 24/7, and we just so focus on minding people business, and you're not even focusing on yourself, yo. Like, what about you? What you doing for yourself?
What
You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, you're so right. Just saying, what, that topic could hold off for tomorrow. I concur. I really, I agree. Yeah, we'll do that topic tomorrow, because I mean, I don't wanna take him off the train that he's on. And have to talk about man and woman this morning. So we're just gonna give him today, and then tomorrow. Yeah, I agree. We'll come back with the topic tomorrow. But earlier when I was saying as well, Age of Aquarius, full moon on the weekend, and I was saying, this weekend I took some time to self-care and to detox and just sit there and just look at the moon and feel the energy. And something that my mother always spoke about was moon. The moon, like, she practically lives by the moon. The moon for planting, the moon for this, the moon for that. And I never really understood. We always used to make fun of her and like, you and this moon thing, everything is a moon, and you just laughed it off like. But it's not so. I think it's the latter half of last year I really started getting into it and reading up on it, and how connected you are and the energies you get from the moon, and of course full moon, and so many things you can do, and how it helps you to detox, and it's a renewal sort of when you're just sitting under the moon, just looking at the moon and feeling that sort of energy. So it's a time that sink or float. It's a time is either you're going to get it or you don't get it. And it's just sad that there's a lot of people who still don't get it, that we are not in normal times, and we can't act like if it's normal times. As much as we're afraid of change as humans, it is something we're going to have to accept, that change is inevitable. It is something that is constant. Change is constant. And if you're going to remain stuck in the before COVID period, you are going to have difficulties for a long time. You're going to have to adjust. You're going to have to make the necessary changes, because even if you don't, you'll be forced. Life will force you to make those changes. And like I said, sometimes introspection, sometimes, again, some might say, well, why it has to take some tragic tragedy or some bad something happening for you to get it. But like everything else as human beings, sometimes that's what it does. Life has to knock us down for us to really get up,
Yeah.
and figure out, where you want to go, if you want to stay there or you want to move ahead, or if you want to make the changes, or if you want to act right, or if you want to get it together, or you just want to remain there and then continue to do the same old and expect different results. So it is definitely a time of renewal. Like I said, it's my season, my time, Aquarius. So folks, it is something that we always wait for. We wait until you hear somebody died, and you're like, wow, life is fleeting. We're sorry for 2 days, and then tomorrow you're back, and then you're seeing, the same old. You're seeing, the shade, and you're seeing. But then yesterday you were talking about how short life was. You were RIPing somebody, and you were all, let's live good, let's get it together. And then soon as that is over with, even let's say like 2 days max, we're back to the same old. So it shouldn't. It's like a cycle every time. RIP, RIP, life short, and then tomorrow you're back to the same old. We've been hearing from since King Hatchet was a hammer that life is short. One thing, it's like yin yang, life, death. Death is like you can't run away from it. It's either life or death. So we can't. While sometimes you're shocked by someone's passing, and they being young and what have you, death has no respect for age. It does not matter how young, how old, how whatever you are, rich, poor. It does not matter. And that is something that I think that we always have to constantly remember. Doesn't matter.
Yeah, well, I mean, I even see myself making a mistake sometimes, and I know a lot of people make it too. Like, when you're in a position and you need a pullout, you're the most positive person. You're praying, you're giving thanks, you're doing everything you need to do because you need a pullout.
And when you get it pulled out,
no, not even when you get it, when you smell it come in. Sometimes you don't even get it yet, and you're back to regular programming. Even now, COVID-19 times, we losing our loved ones. Before, if you go in the bank with a mask on, you're a criminal. You're making the news.
You can't reach by the door with mask on.
You're mad. Now is the opposite now.
You have
so
to.
What worse could happen right now? Just think about it. What worse could happen that isn't happening?
There isn't even no wood in here that I could knock on. I can't even find something. Listen,
I mean, we right there. So I mean, if we don't change now, it will never happen.
Yeah.
It will just never happen.
So let me just, if I can, someone who says consistency is key. Life is fluid. Tell me you love me today, tomorrow is not promised. And that is something that I had a hard time doing, and now I've gotten comfortable doing it with people, especially that mean a lot to you, saying I love you. Sometimes it could be hard to say because, again, the way you were cultured, the way you were brought up, you didn't grow up hearing that from your parents or what have you, that I love you. You saw it through their actions. You know that they cared about you through their actions, but you never really heard the word directly. And I know there are a lot of folks who can relate, while there are others who would have heard it, and they it's been easy for them to say I love you to whether it's the significant other or a friend or whatever the case might be. A lot of folks didn't grow up hearing those words from, like their parents, mother and father. They did what they were supposed to do. Took care of you, roof over your head, food on the table, sent you to school, take care of all all your needs. All your needs were taken care of, but you never heard the direct words from them that I love you. So for a lot of folks, it is hard, and it became something that they had to figure out themselves, and dealing with the emotions and learning how to say it and meaning it, and not just saying it because, it's the right thing to say or you should say it, but meaning what you say, and saying what you mean. So we don't necessarily have to wait until something happens to appreciate someone. You don't necessarily have to you have to give somebody something in return, like something like, say, on a material level. But sometimes just saying the little words, I appreciate you, I love you, that can do so much for someone. And it's something that we probably need to spend a little bit more time doing, and not just waiting for something to happen for us to say it, but get comfortable saying it for no reason. Like I always say, just because. Be comfortable saying it just because. When's the last time you told, somebody that really means a lot to you? Although they might know and they have an idea based on the things you would do and their actions.
Right.
When's the last time you would have said the word themselves? The word. So when you would have said, I love you and I appreciate you.
And I mean, I always, when I go to funerals and so on, and I listen to eulogy, boy, eulogy on point, telling you, on point. But where was all this when the person could have actually heard it?
Remember flowers
what?
while I'm alive.
I even see it with artists. Now we have a couple artists who are actually big after death. Like the
Bigger
Pop
after
Smoke
death.
and the K Lion and so on like that. Where was the appreciation for these guys' music then? How does it matter now? They can't make money off of it. They can't hear us playing it and pulling it up but how bad that thing. I mean, so life is pointless then. If we're not gonna appreciate people while they're alive, then why are we even doing this?
And then you're gonna check. And one thing that really gets me too is like seeing when people die and people go to their Facebook pages and they write out. I get it because it's a way of sort of connecting and like trying to tell yourself, well, that person is gone, but they're still here. But when I go and I read all these long messages on a page of somebody who died, and I'm like, I wonder if you said that to the person. So now that you're writing it and it's there printed forever, I wonder if you said those same words, even if you didn't say it verbally. Did you even write it out? Because not many people are good at expressing themselves verbally, but nothing is wrong with writing it. Writing how you feel, getting a card and just writing a little note, or even sending a text message or something. Nothing is wrong with that, because like I said, not many people are comfortable, saying the actual words. But that's the question I always ask when I see, folks going to, and don't come at me, don't at me, no nothing. I'm not knocking anyone. I'm just, it's just something that I wonder. I often wonder, did you tell that person that? Did you say that to him or her? Did they know that they were appreciated and loved? Someone says, Rusman Kelly said, give me my flowers before I die. Yeah. Because you look at funerals and the biggest wreaths, the biggest, bouquets, flowers from barely space to put flowers. And at any point in time when that person was alive, did they get a...
I honestly believe some people get more love in the coffin than when they were actually alive through their whole life. They got more love in the coffin, for real.
Andrea, you're so right. Andrea says, think perhaps we grew up thinking that the love word was strictly for the intimate relationships and not to be expressed verbally amongst friends and family. I think so too, because back then they always thought that when I say I love you, it's man and woman thingy and whatever, and not necessarily like just saying it to your friend or your family or whatever the case might be. I think that was one of the reasons. And it's sad that our parents grew up in an era where they just practically went with what they knew, and there wasn't much room for learning or opportunities to know better. So they practically went on what they learned from before, and just passed that along. So, but now, like we said last week when we had that program, now that we are speaking about the whole corporal punishment thing, we live in an era now that we have access to those things. Information is at your fingertip. So, what are we gonna do with it? You always said that love is a big people thing, for real. If you utter the word love, you even get lashed for even talking about it. What you know about love? Big people thing, stay out of that. Child, like what you. Something you just tell you like a friend, I love you, and you write I love you with a little heart or something, and it shake it and make it like some big like. What you know about love. You get beaten for talking about love and writing I love you to your little school crush or whatever the case might be, and it's like it was taboo. It was basically taboo. The word love was taboo. There are so many things we got to change in terms of the way we were cultured and grown and
definitely
and how we are.
But
today.
even now, like I mean, if I have to, for example, people see me in town and I have a good buddy or something, or I walk up to him and I hug him on the shoulder and say, bro, man, I love you, man, we on the other side or something like that, or if I do it to a girl, sis, I really love you, or you're trying to take the man woman or something, you know. So it's just all in the society now because we are just closed minded to these things, you know.
And that's
So,
what makes me feel hard to feel it's so hard to
Yeah.
express themselves, especially men. You see guys that are really good and they want to say, "Yo, bro, I love you," and they're like,
like, where do it, you know? Yeah.
it's a sad place to be, but hey, at the end of the day, be true to yourself. You know who you are, and you know that's what it is. So people, it's sad to see people still uncomfortable to speak on love and tell somebody they love them. I think it's one of the most uncomfortable feelings ever
But they say you are soft. You're soft.
for expressing
You know.
expressing yourself. All right, like I said, yeah. So I think we sort of well, I remember the first time I heard I love you. I remember the feeling. So I started as daily practice saying I love you to all walks of people just to share the same feeling. It's a good feeling. It's a really good feeling when somebody tell you, not just tell you, but you feel it in their actions, and then they tell you they love you as well. It's a really, really good feeling, and it's taken some of us a long time to get to that place, but it's a good place to be, you know, to feel it and show it and all that good stuff. Well, I think we at the end of the time. So tomorrow we'll have that topic that we were supposed to talk about this morning, but it just didn't sit right with my spirit, and that is something that I'm learning to listen to a lot. My spirit and my energy, and it just didn't feel right. Even when we said it, and you said this morning, you know, it just didn't sit right to come here talking about people and man and woman this
Yeah.
morning,
Thank you
knowing
for
that, you
though.
know,
Thank you for that.
you
Trust
you
me.
were not feeling too good, and
I appreciate that.
but nonetheless still appreciate the fact that you showed up and, you know, still decided to give it a shot. You know, that's a good place to start. It's a good place to be, you know. So you're gonna be all right. So again, just want to extend condolences to the rest of friends, family. I'm gonna leave Kareem to shut it out, to shut it down, and probably do his bit as well to send some condolences and love.
Yeah, I just want to say condolences to my fellow band members, you know, Andre, Jeff, Casey, Kimel, Javon, Brian, you know, no, it's tough. And like I said, we were in a good place just yesterday. You know, we actually haven't played for a while. You know, we just sort of sat back just to sort of deal with it. But we decided to do it yesterday. It was a good place. So getting that today, you know, it was kind of difficult. But stay strong, solid the band, right? We are solid. The friends, family, well wishers. Thank you for your prayers and so on. You know, we really thought he would have pulled through because of the prayers and the love and everything that he was getting. But he's in a
Big
better
evidence.
place, right? So we give thanks for his life, and again, condolences to everyone. All right, so just stay strong, guys. Steady your head and stay
Like that,
focused.
steady
right?
your head. Keep the faith.
Yeah.
That's all the time we got this morning, guys. Thank you so much for understanding and even encouraging us to, you know, just freestyle this morning. Appreciate it a whole lot. And we'll be back tomorrow, God's will, to continue where we left off. All right. So looking forward to having you guys back for another one. Of course, the ladies' room came to you through the kind compliments of Western Union and Beacon Insurance. Happy Monday, y'all.